Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rakwadash, Belamnash, DC Camp, with another short lesson to edify the hopeful elect, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone Rule well. So you can see, man, these folks, man, they're tired of of Esau's rulership. That's why you have all this protest here in America, man. These Edomites are pissed off. So you see the big plastic or rubber 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 blimp of Trump, so-called baby-sized Trump. Yeah, man. So these people are upset, they're not happy. But that's the time we're living in, man. The Most High is sowing discord in the house of Esau. That's why you have this protest, So they're not pleased with his policies, they're not pleased with his administration. And oh no, they're not pleased with the elites that pull the strings, So it's just spiritual. They have a string connected to the blimp, So that just lets you know, man. The Most High has a sense of humor, and these elites are pissed off that the people are catching up to them. So they're gonna do everything they can to create an environment that's hostile for them to have their concerns resolved. Yeah. So it says caution, baby, armed and dangerous. Code Pink. All right. So Code Pink is just one of those organizations, that the Edomites so-called have control of. So it says racist, hateful, anti-immigrant, misogynist, Islamophobic, nationalist. Yep. So there's a type of tension that lawyer Bashima Shah said that it's going to have in the House of Edom. And the people are upset. They're not pleased with the way the economy is going. They're not pleased with the governance, of their so-called beloved America. That's why you have this protest, man. July 4th is supposed to be a day of uh, of pride, a day of gladness, a day of happiness for these Edomites. But you got protests, people getting drunk and slashed over, people getting robbed, you know, all that madness. So that's what July 4th has descended into, man. So people are upset, they're protesting, they're angry, and they're so-called elected officials. And it's gonna get worse, man. It's just the beginning. Yeah. So this is so-called sentiment, man, across the whole nation. All right. So here was D.C. a couple of days ago. It rained, So you know how people are, man. They want to go out there in the hot sun, and get a tan. But other than that, it's nothing, to talk about, man. According to their perspective, man. They just want to chill out and forget about their worries. But nope, man. So the country is going a different direction that the people is going in. So it's total separation. Man. It's like a tearing apart a garment.
Because the president has hijacked our national holiday. Instead of being a holiday for the people, by the people, it's now a holiday for Donald Trump. And he's brought in his tanks and the military as a backdrop to what we think is a...
Yeah, and that's what they had to do, had to bring in some military equipment, to spice up, the atmosphere, spice up the experience. But that's the time we're living in, man. We're living in a time of war, So it's just a sign of the times, man. Code Pink is one of those so-called radical organizations that like to protest in Congress, protest by the White House, protest in all these so-called meetings, So don't be surprised, man, that they're just in with the elites, man. So a lot of these so-called protest groups, they're already been infiltrated. They get their fundings from the elites, to stir up the people to create a form of distraction, just like so-called Alex Jones, man. So it's all dog and pony show. But the real protest is gonna come when you have the civil unrest on the streets of America. It's gonna get so messed up. If you read Second Ezra's, tells you, that you know they shall be invading one another, and it's gonna get so violent, So I guess straight to the point. This is gonna be from Proverbs chapter 6. Yeah, so that's one thing you gotta be aware of, man. Proverbs chapter 6. All right. So you look at 14 and 15. So it says, frowardness is in his heart. All right. So when you look it up in the Blue Letter Bible, it says fraud and deceit. All right. So these people have been deceived by the so-called elected officials, and they're angry about it. So it says he deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord. All these so-called Republican and Democrat paradigm is getting these people messed up and angry. That's why you have all this agenda on, Second Amendment, First Amendment, taking all the, so-called private wealth and money out of government finance. I mean, out of government, campaign for public office. So they're upset, man. Then you have the immigration issue, which is a tool of the elite. It's not the first time it was done. So I'll get some materials to go into that. All right. So it says, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. So America is going to be broken, broken down without any fixing, man. It's going to be permanent destruction, the destruction from the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. And then you get another precept here. This is from the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verses 25. A lot of folks like to joke and say that the word of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is not true, but it's coming to pass. And then you have all these so-called government officials having a secret briefing, you know, about the so-called UFOs, about the chariots of Israel. So they're upset, man. That's why they're gonna go hide when all hell breaks loose and you hear reports of the chariots in the sky. All right. So Matthew 12 and 25 says, and Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And that's what Proverbs chapter 6 verse 15 talks about. Broken without remedy. All right. So America is going to be desolate, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So it's just the point, and then it says, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So it's not going to stand. It's just common sense, man. The unity in the house of Esau is dissolving, and that's why they have to go at it in World War III, even now. So it's just a prelude of what you're going to see happen. All right. So let's see what else we have on this video.
A campaign rally. And so we're here to say that he's a big baby, that it's all about himself, that he is erratic, he's prone to tantrums, and that he doesn't understand the consequences of his behavior.
And then you got the little children too, man, partaking in the so-called protest, and according to the so-called, United States Constitution says part of free speech, but it is what it is, man. You see the dissent, so just imagine you multiply this times 1,000 times 1,000,000 times, 1,000,000 times, the sentiment is going to be in the schools, children talking about the Trump, that he's racist, he's no good, he's a liar, he's destroying America and all that stuff. So that's exactly what you're going to have to deal with, man. When you ask these children what their opinion is about President Trump, say they already been exposed, man, to all these opinions. They could watch the news too. They could read the newspapers. All right. They could listen on the conversation that the adults are having, so they know that the country is going in a bad direction, but they're not in control of it. All right. So they think about their future. Yeah, and some other country where you have like a dictatorship, like monarchs that have an iron fist, they're gonna be pissed off, man. Folks will be in jail, and folks will be in jail for months and years for disturbing the peace, and for promoting terrorism, and treason and all that stuff. Then you hear about the heads getting chopped off, they die in they die in prisons and all that stuff. So America is just one of those places, man, where the folks will protest without being disturbed to the max. All right, so this is just part of it, man. That's what's gonna take place. All right, so I got another precept, well, another lesson or video that you got to be aware of, man. Hear about a veteran. All right, this is one of it. Yeah, so I got a uniform division of the Secret Service. They're around the White House. They protect the White House. That's their job. All right. So, all this rancor and discord you see, man, it's just messed up, man. So I came shouldn't be around these locations when they're protesting, man. It's just keep it moving, all right? Because it's all front, it's all staged, all right? So it's just a bait to see who and who's going to be interested in joining these so-called groups. Yeah, so you just gotta be careful and keep it spiritual. All right. So just imagine, man. When the gloves come off, man, and then folks have to go at it with baseball bats, guns, and knives, and all that crazy, assortment of weapons. Yep. So you see the burn American flag. Yeah. So that's what you're gonna see more of, man. You have the mockery of the president, and then you have the burning of the flag. All right. So it is what it is, man. So it's gonna be worse and worse and worse, because the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has set a time limit for Esau's rulership. Okay. So you're gonna have more of these protests, man. So I get another precept here. This is going to be from the book of Matthew chapter 24. Let me see if just let's keep on moving over. 24 verse 12. All right, so it says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." All right, so that's exactly what you're going to have, man. The the people at the bottom don't feel as if the people at the top are looking out for them, and people in the middle are getting squeezed out. All right, so that's why you have so much bitterness in America, man, because the people feel as if they've been left out of the cold, left out in the cold. Being left out in the cold to have a harsh reality. All right, so, and it's this Edomites, man, that are getting angry by the minute. All right. So and Jake's always been at the bottom. So Jake is like, damn. Well, welcome to my world. All right. So this Edomites are losing it, man. They're blowing their brains out. They just taking the exit. So that's messed up. That's Esau's rulership. And then you get another precept here. This is from the book of Luke. Well, yeah, I was shy how to let the people know, man, that he's the one that's bringing this division, because Esau's rulership is at the end, man. His destruction is ripe. Okay, so this Luke chapter 12 verse 51. "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division." Okay, so that's exactly what you see on the screen, man. Division, division, division. And then you have a video game also named The Division. I like to watch the game, see how folks play on YouTube. A faction of armed characters, being controlled. They're going at it looking for loot. Folks could turn on each other and go rogue. Looking for stash of cash, ammunition and all that stuff. So just let you know, man, that the division is real, that the Lord Abashima Shah is bringing upon this place. Yeah, so it just looks like a skit, man. It looks like a skit. A so-called Broadway show. Something you see on the arena stage. That's what it looks like. So they're just a bunch of actors, man. When all hell breaks loose, then you see the real actors. Folks who don't give a shit. All right.
How are you as a woman of color? Get the country, man! Get out of the country! Come on!
Yeah, see, America was never great. So that's how messed up it is. This Edomites are offended that the kingdom is falling apart. They're talking about the flag, this, the flag, that. You can't kneel down during the national anthem and all that stuff. But it's just a sign of the times there, Cam. So just be extra cautious, man. Pay attention to all these folks that like to, drive around with the American flag. They're ready to fuck people up, man. When they see you speaking up against America's policies, because they're upset that they're losing their so-called country. And they're angry at the immigration issue. So that's just the point that I wouldn't ramble on that much any longer. So just pray the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai keeps your mind focused and sober in these last days, man. You don't want to get drunk with his doctrine or protesting on the street believing in democracy. All right, it's not going to bring about anything. It's all hogwash, it's all trash. All right, so just stick with the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, just stay faithful unto the end. All right, Shalom Akim.